What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Hangout spot where you already know it's real talk, boxing talk, live from my man cave. It's your boy Johnny, and I am your host for another edition of the Hangout Spot Live. This time, a special Wednesday night edition. My apologies for everybody. I usually rock out on Tuesday nights, but yesterday I was supposed to have head coach and father of the WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Sr. on. However, it had to be pushed to today because, they're dealing with some obligations right now, man. Brian Jr. is coming off a huge win, his first title defense this weekend in Las Vegas via third round stoppage against tough Derek Cuevas from Puerto Rico. And they're on the victory tour right now. You know what I'm saying? They're on our podcast. They're on all kind of different platforms. Yesterday they were actually live at the Atlanta Hawks game. So they're getting their just due. So he got a special invite to that game yesterday. Asked me if we could reschedule, and you know how we do, man. The Normans are family, so here we are. Instead of a Tuesday show, we just give you a Wednesday show, man. That's why it's important for you guys to make sure you are subscribed to the Hangout Spot and you got your notifications on, and definitely follow me on IG because that's where I updated all my followers on my story yesterday. But here we are, man. Another great show. We got Brian Norman Sr., who's about to join us in about 10 minutes or so. He just hit me up. He's running a little bit late, but that's okay. We get the party started without him because, we actually had a Sunday show. We had a special Sunday show. So for those of you guys that rocked out with me on Sunday, I appreciate it. That was basically the Boxing Voice edition Sunday show. We have former host and forever TBV family member Ringwalk Danny. He was in the building. Great interview. It got cut short because he was dealing with some technical issues. He was on the road, but he was also with Bill Haney, and we got a surprise visit from Bill Haney. So not only did I get to interview Ringwalk Danny and talk about some of the things that he's working on now post TBV, we got a chance to chop it up for about a good 20, 25 minutes with Bill Haney. So if you have not checked out that interview, make sure you go to the Hangout Spot and check it out. It is there, right there for you to be able to check it out. And we're working on trying to get Bill Haney back on, because there was a lot of questions that I had that I didn't get a chance to ask him. But we're working on it. Bill's going to come on. We'll get him on the show. That way he can have his one-on-one time. We'll get the chat involved as well. A lot of things going on in their world. They are preparing, obviously, for a fight on May 2nd, an epic fight or an epic fight card, which is taking place in Times Square, New York City. He's going to be fighting against Jose Ramirez, former champion. And then in the main event, you got Ryan Garcia against Rolly Romero. And you also have Teofimo Lopez to take over in a grudge match against Arnold Barboza. So three great fights. And I'd love to bring Bill Haney back on so we can talk about that because we all know that if he wins and Ryan Garcia takes care of business, then they are already signed, sealed, and delivered for a rematch in October. Much anticipated rematch. So we'll get him back on. We'll get him back on. But if you did not see it, it was still a banging ass interview. Make sure you check it out at the Hangout Spot. You know the deal here. There's ground rules, man. If you're watching this live on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button as it will help us get this channel out into the algorithm of other boxing fans so they know we rock out every Tuesdays, Thursdays, normally 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes we'll throw in a third show on a Sunday. Sometimes we'll switch from a Tuesday to a Wednesday. I'm actually thinking about doing 3 shows a week. I know I've said that for the last couple of weeks, but we got a lot of shit lined up here at the Hangout Spot, man. We got guests that I'm trying to bring on, man, and I just don't think that 2 shows a week is going to be enough. I hate having to tell a guest, well, I'm booked the next 2 weeks. Let's chop it up in 3 weeks. Now, I'm not trying to do that. We'll make some accommodations because, as you know, in the world of boxing, man, if you can get an opportunity to talk to anybody, fighter, trainer, and you know the deal here, we interview them all here at the Hangout Spot. So any opportunity you get to bring any type of name in the world of boxing, you got to take advantage of that. And you got to bring them in here. You know how I do it up, man. I'm trying to get the biggest and best interviews, the best content out there for my viewers and my subscribers. What's going on? Cap Quest is in the building. What's going on, man? Thank you for rocking out, man. Tip is rambling, so I'm at the Hangout Spot. I hear you, man. I hear you. So for those of you that are watching from the Boxing Voice community or are watching later on recording, because after my lives, they all go on the Hangout Spot, so you can check them out afterwards if you're not here live and direct. I just finished jumping off the Boxing Voice panel on the evening show with Ness, and I had to jump off obviously for my show. But if you want to come here and rock out like CapQuest, and you tired of hearing Tip rambling over there, hating on Turkey Al Sheik, I mean, you're more than welcome to come here. You know how we do it up here. The Hangout spot is the ultimate chill spot where we lay back and we talk boxing. Like I said, man, smash that like button as it will help with the visibility of the channel. We're trying to get this train into a locomotive in 2025, man. This is how we're doing it up. And if you have not subscribed to the Hangout spot, make sure you do so. More importantly, tell a friend to tell a friend. That's the only way we're going to be able to raise that street cred, man. We got to get our subscriptions a lot higher, man. It's all about your subscription count in this business, unfortunately, man. And last but not least, the chat is open, man. I want to make sure you guys get involved in the chat, especially when we get Brian Norman Sr. up in here. He's always a great interview. He's family. We've had him up in here a couple of times already, but I haven't spoken to him since before his fight with Greg Hackett. So I want to kind of get a quick take on that whole experience and how does he feel post Greg Hackett fight. Obviously, he won that fight by decision, but does he want to get back in the ring? Who knows? We're going to ask him. You know what I'm saying? He's made it clear that he wants that scrap with Tim Bradley. Does he still want to fight Tim Bradley? This past weekend, Tim Bradley actually had good things to say about Brian Norman Jr., bro. And if you guys know, that's Brian Norman Sr.'s biggest beef with Tim Bradley. All this shit that he's talked in the past, about Brian Norman Jr. and his prior performances. So he wants to scrap with him, but does he still want to scrap with him now that Bradley's showing B Norm Jr. some love? Be interesting to see what he says, man. I got to get his take on it. I got to get his take on that. But more importantly, his take on his son's performance. That was a sensational performance, man. I mean, you know what they say in the world of boxing. You're not a champion, or fans don't consider you, not me, but some fans don't consider you a true champion until you make that first defense. Well, guess what, man? Not only did Brian Norman Jr. make that defense, but he damn near made a statement, bro. I mean, he was straight cash, homie. Straight cash, man. No question marks. No question marks. There were a lot of people that were questioning if that performance, sensational performance against Giovanni Santillan, was a fluke. I mean, listen, that was a complete and absolute utter beatdown. He beat the will out of Santillan in hostile territory, in his backyard in Los Angeles. Nobody cheering for him, everybody against him. And he went out there and he did what he needed to do. He dismantled him. But there was still a lot of people that said, well, that might have been a fluke performance. We don't know if Brian Norman Jr. is the real deal. He ducked the boots in his fight without, they're not looking at the business aspect of it. They're just looking at it as, he ducked the boots in his fight, which is total cap. But at the end of the day, I don't think anybody can say after that performance against a tough dude, let's not get it twisted. Cuevas came into that fight, one defeat, over 70% knockout ratio with a tremendous left hook, a left hook that he showed he could throw in the early part of that fight in the first round. He caught B. Norman Jr. with a left hook. But, he kept his composure. This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get hit. Well, B. Norman Jr. landed, that left hook he had with so much power and speed behind it. And let's not forget, bro, that Brian Norman Jr. is the youngest world champion in boxing, bro. 24 years old. The future is extremely bright. And I'm not just saying that because I'm I'm a huge fan, obviously. Like I said, the Normans, they show me love. They're like family to me. But I'm a big Brian Norman Jr. fan, man. I think he can take over the 147-pound division. And if you haven't seen any of his interviews, make sure you check him out. It's not just what he does in the ring. It's the swag. It's the confidence. It's his demeanor. He's all about business, bro. Even when he does an interview, it's about business. You know what I'm saying? All about business. And I guess what? I got a surprise for you. I wasn't going to say this till later on. But if you want to check out one of his interviews to see what I'm talking about, all you got to do is tune in tomorrow night because Brian Norman Jr., the WBO welterweight champion, will be here live at the Hangout spot. Straight cash, homie. He will be here with us, man. He will be here, man. So we got Father Trainer today on a Wednesday night. And then we got the champion on a Thursday night. I actually contemplated bringing them both on together. I thought that would have been kind of dope too. Maybe down the road we'll do that. But it was almost like I want to get both perspectives. I want both of them to go one on one and give me their perspective, not just of what happened this weekend, but what they feel is going to be the future for B Norm. You know what I mean? So I want to get the father and coach's perspective from a business side of things, from a trainer, advisor. And then I want to give Brian Norman Jr. his own time, man, his own time on a well-deserved victory lap. Break it down, man. What was your mentality coming into this fight, your first title defense? Finally got that out of the way. What was your mentality this camp as opposed to the one before that? You know, we interviewed Brian Norman Jr., a few weeks back before this fight. And he said it. He was not taking this fight lightly, man. He saw a lot of himself in Derek Cuevas, meaning he was Derek Cuevas going into the Santillan fight. A dude that nobody realistically was picking to win. Let's not front. Not a lot of people were picking Brian Norman Jr. to beat Santillan. And he went in there and handled his business. Why? Because his mentality was, all I need to do is be great. All I need to do is be great one night and it will change my life. And that's exactly what he saw in Cuevas. So he wasn't taking them lightly, bro. And that performance said everything that it needed to say. He not only defended his title, he dominated, bro. He's here. He's here to stay in the 147-pound division. Like I said, if y'all haven't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is how we do it up at the Hangout spot. Let's get the chat cooking. The free chat is open. If y'all want to send some donations, the super chat is open as well as super stickers. But it looks like I got my guest, man. And like I said, without further ado, man, I want to bring in family. Here he is, head coach, Brian Norman Sr. What's going on, champ? Welcome back.
What's going on, man? What's going on? Everything good?
Everything is good, man. How's everything going with you, man?
Man, I can't complain, man. Just living a dream, baby. Just living a dream.
It's after this weekend, man. So I was just telling my my audience that we were supposed to rock out yesterday, but you guys are on your well-deserved victory tour.
Right.
You on podcasts, you on shows.
Yeah, they invited us to the home.
Invited to the Atlanta Hawks game.
Right.
VIP shit, you know what I'm saying? Which is like well-deserved, man. Well-deserved. Like I told my viewers, man, this was a sensational first defense of his title. And coach, you know what some boxing fans say? They say you're not truly a champion until you make that first defense. Well, guess what? Even Brian Jr. made that first defense in spectacular fashion, man. Break down that performance, man.
First of all, let me say, man, we knocking down the walls and disabling the excuses and all the bullshit one by one. That's what we're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They said he wasn't a real champion. He went out there and defended his championship belt. They said that his other performance was a fluke. He went out there and showed it was far from a fluke. He was just getting started. He was just getting better. I mean, they say he flat-footed. He went out and showed actually what he showed before, but people only see what they want to see. So he went out and showed he wasn't flat-footed. He wasn't just a brawler or whatever else. That he does have ring IQ, good ring IQ. And he can set up things, and he can, he shows so much. He shows so much. So at the same time, what I'm saying, I'm breaking down the performance, man. It was a great performance. Rocky start or whatever else, a 10-month layoff. It's all good. It happens. That's just part of the character that's building. Like I say, with him being cut, with him being down before, with him being in a person's hometown, with him being, even with him getting caught with a little good shot in the first round, like all of that builds character, man. Him dealing with the biggest one, him dealing with all the criticism, the unwarranted criticism that he was dealing with from the fans and shit. You know what I'm saying? After the drawing in his situation fell through, when, let me say also that he never turned down. We always counter offered and they walked away. We never turned anything down. We never said no to anything. We never said no. They sent an offer, you send an offer back. They sent an offer, you send an offer back. We never said no. So that's first of all. So when you say turn down, like literally it's incorrect. We didn't turn shit down.
No, absolutely, Coach. I don't even think you got to explain that anymore, man. If people are
Right.
still saying that B Norm Jr. turned that fight down or he was ducking boots, and they just hating at this point.
Yeah.
They just
Oh
hating.
man. The hate is
Yeah,
so real, man. The hate is so real. They just trying to find something to say.
yeah,
They
yeah.
doing
Nah,
their best to find something to say. Because I saw and some of the comments. You know me. I'm always in the comments. I
of
stay in
course,
the
of course.
comments. So I saw somewhere where they were saying the same people that was saying that, yeah, he gonna get knocked out his first defense. And how it's gonna be funny when he get knocked out his next fight, and he's gonna get this and he's gonna get that. And then when he gonna knock him out in the first round, oh, who was that? That was a chef. That was an Uber driver. That was like, you know what I'm saying?
Word. That's
It
nasty.
was
That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. I said that before you jumped on, Coach. I'm like, yo, and it was a defense against a guy that had one defeat over a
a split
70
decision, a split
percent.
decision defeat.
Yep. Now never so this is crazy, right? He had over a 70 something percent knockout ratio, a tremendous left hook, and
Right,
I forget who came into the ring to talk to B Norm after the win, but not only I never been stopped, but I never been down.
right,
And he didn't even know that. He didn't
right.
even know that. You know what I'm saying? So this dude was a tough opponent. So people got to stop the cap. It is what it is. Give B Norman Jr. his flowers. He's here to stay. He's a champion in this division. He did not dug boots in us. We know the business side of boxing, reared his ugly head there. But here's the funny thing about that, though, Coach. People are saying that you guys may have talked yourself out of that fight because you wanted too much money. Well, guess what? Yesterday's price ain't today's price. What's gonna
Absolutely.
happen the next? What's gonna happen the next time y'all hit the
You,
negotiation
you
table
know,
with
you
this
know what I
everything
mean. You
going
know what
on,
I mean. Yeah, they told us that they told us we wouldn't work for last time, right? They told us we
champ?
won't work for last time. What have you done? Nobody knows you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was all and that's even from the big wig. That's from Eddie. Well, who is Brian Norman? Okay, bet. Brian Norman is a WBO welterweight champion of the world, equal at this point to Jerron Ennis, who's the IBF world champion. And in fact, he did it in better fashion, a lot better fashion. His title defense, his title victory was in better fashion. His title defense was in better fashion. And backing it up more, his opponents, his number one WBO opponent was a better opponent than either of the ones that he had. And his opponent had a defining career defining victory the fight before against another formidable opponent in Alexis Rocha.
Mm,
None of his fights, none of his opponents have had any kind of notable performances. You know what I mean?
mhm.
So I mean, we up, man. We up
Wow,
I mean, but again, that's not gonna be opinions. I like sticking to the facts. The facts is he's 4 years ahead. He won a world title 4 years earlier. He's the youngest world champion in boxing today. And I mean, he here to stay. Those are the facts.
for sure, for sure. I am here with head coach and father of the WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Sr. If you haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do that so it can help with the visibility of the channel. Subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Keep the chat going. Coach, so I'm not even going to ask you to rate Junior's performance because I know you're going to give it a good rating as it deserved. But let's get a little critical. So, is there anything in this performance that you saw that maybe you didn't like or something you
Always.
want him to improve on?
Always. Santion performance, this performance, always. We shoot for the stars and we ain't got to the stars yet. Well, we shooting for the moon and then hopefully we reach the stars. We ain't got nowhere near yet. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely critical of his performance. I even told him when he watched the performance, he probably not gonna like it. That's what I told him. Cause he said
Really?
he didn't like the Santion performance, which I actually love the Santion performance.
That's great.
I love that more than I love the one he did the other night or whatever, because it was so he did have a lot more time to work. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a lot more time to work, you got a lot more things to look at. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, he did some amazing things in that Santion fight. He really did. Uh, I think Saturday night he just showed he was just levels above. But if you know boxing, then you know there were a lot of subtle things that he did that show his ring IQ, which was also amazing. It was two different types of fights, two different fights. So Watching those two fights, his last two performances, you can't even say he's a one-dimensional fighter. You can't do it. They were
I
two
agree.
different types of. They were two different types of fights.
No, no, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he fought more in the trenches against Santiana. It's almost like he wanted to make a statement and fight
Yeah.
his type of fight and beat him up in his backyard. This one was more. So I think the thing that I saw that was different was, and this is one of the questions I want to ask you. How was this? Well, maybe I should. How was this training camp different? Was it a mentality thing, knowing like now I'm coming into this training camp as a champion, so I'm no longer hunting, I'm the hunted. Is it? And I'm sure it also has to do with him being healthy. Obviously there was some issues with the left hand. So how
Uh,
is how
I'm
was this training camp different than
I'm gonna let
prior
him.
training
I'm gonna let him. I heard you say he coming on tomorrow,
camp?
which
He's
is
coming on
great.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes, I heard you. I'm gonna let him take care of that. How was the training camp and his thoughts? Because I can't say his thoughts because we didn't talk about his thoughts at the time. But I did ask him, is it true about what they say about that? You get 10 times better when you perform. You become a champion, or do you feel? And he said that was absolutely true. He said he just felt. Said he felt lost. He said he felt. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he said he felt amazing. You know what I mean? And he felt better. He felt like he was better. So I gave it to him on that. As far as being healthy, that was absolutely a great help. You know what I mean? He'll be beating his fist and he'll be, yeah, I got these hands. He'd do that sometime or whatever else. And as you seen, he went out there and he showed. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was gonna go left hook crazy and left hand crazy like he did, but he went out there and showed his surgically repaired left hand, which shows is all mental because I think he could have did it before also. But hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting, and I'm glad you said that because I'm taking notes here. Definitely, I'm gonna ask him those questions. I didn't know. Yeah, yeah. I've got Junior on tomorrow,
Yeah.
so that shit was dope. I got the dad today and the son tomorrow. So that's gonna be absolutely dope. My viewers are gonna love it. But from your perspective, so let's go to the fight. Let's go back to the fight, not the training camp. Let's go back to the fight. After that first round, it was evident that, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was almost like Junior was a little like maybe ring rust, shaking off a little bit of ring rust. He did get clipped with a nice left hand, but this is boxing. What did you tell him in the corner after that first round?
Oh, we had a game plan, and he didn't go out doing the game plan that we had, and I just reiterated what the game plan was, and he was doing the exact opposite of the game plan. So I just ran over the game plan him again, as if he didn't know that we went over it a million times. And he said, "I got you." He went out there, and he went back to the game plan for the most part.
This was more boxing, speed, movement, like you
Absolutely.
said, IQ.
It's about using, again, like I always say, it's about using your physical advantages. You have to use your physical advantages, and you got to highlight their physical disadvantages. And then our plan was definitely set to do that. You know what I mean? He needed to go out there and do what he needed to do so he can highlight his advantages and like I said, highlight the guys' disadvantages. And that's exactly what he did. He showed why he was levels above Derek Cuevas, a tough Puerto Rican, a prideful guy that's been in the game, over 10 years. And this is his first title shot. He got 19 knockouts. His left hand was a equalizer. His left hand was an equalizer. I watched him. I watched a few of his fights, and I've seen him getting in a certain situation. He'll come out with a left hand, and it's over, and the fight will be over with. I watched him. So his left hand was definitely an equalizer. If you notice, if anybody go back and notice, my son never put his right hand down. Even the left hook that he got caught with, it wasn't because of low hands. It was just because boxing is boxing, and you're gonna get hit in boxing, and then you hit him on top of the head. It's just part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no. His right hand was disciplined.
Hey, yeah.
That first round was crazy because I'm watching it, right? And I'm screaming here because you know the deal. You already know who I rock with, but it was almost like, damn, whose left hook is gonna land here? Because like you said, man, Junior made a conscious effort to like, I'm gonna match this dude's left hook,
Yeah,
hook for
yeah.
hook. And I was kind of like, man, I don't know if I'm feeling that, but shit, man, it worked.
I mean,
It
this is what
worked.
I know. This is what I know, and I've told him this since he was an amateur. He hits very, very hard. Now, of course, he had a lot of fights A lot of people don't know this. Pretty much all of his fights have had bad hands. Pretty damn near pretty
Really?
much all of
Really?
them. Like within a session of one or two, here and there, he'll get some breaks, and then you got to think when you get the breaks where your hands feel good and it's still not really good, you're gonna feel some type of way in your mind, because it's all mental. Like he was doing Saturday, he was using the left hand because mentally in his mind it was perfect. You know what I mean? So a lot of people don't know that, but like, oh man, we got stories. His first few. I don't remember how many fights. He would literally go in there without a jab because he didn't have a left hand. And he would post out the left hand, the jab, and he would literally beat him down. I called it the weapon. He would beat somebody down with the right hand, but of course he was fighting a lot lesser caliber fighter like Mexico and things of that nature. His first few fights were like a wash. You know what I'm saying? But that's how he was beating the first round. I mean, he'd go in there, take the jab, and he'd just beat him down with the right hand. He'd just beat him down, beat him down, beat him down. It was crazy. So, I was happy he had both his hands or whatever else, and like I said,
Yeah.
everything came together.
Nah, it's a lot easier when you got those money makers feeling good. But how's the left hand? And then again, I'm going to ask him this question as well tomorrow. How's the left hand after the fight, post fight, next day? Everything fine?
No, he said it's good. He said, just regular, tenderness just from punching. But he said his right hand is like that. Something, I think on the outside. He said it was fine. He said it was perfect. He said it was good.
Okay, that's good.
His problem before was internal. It was like the bone inside the hand. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, he said it's perfect. So he said he ready. I mean, we're ready to go. We're looking to get right back in there fast. Hopefully early summer. Yeah, hopefully early summer, if not late spring.
Okay.
And then because he's trying to be as busy as possible this year. Because he only had 2 fights last year due to the issue with his surgically repaired hands, and he became world champion because he was supposed to fight 5 times last year. But you become a world champion, your whole contract changed. Minimum,
Oh,
yeah, minimums change, fights change, everything changes.
that's good. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I would think it would change anyway because then it
yeah.
changes your outlook of your opponents as well.
Yeah, you sign there are clauses in the contract, and it says stuff like his contract was extended 2 years. It says like we can get you to the if you if you win a world title, that's why I say the minimums go up, and your I can't remember what the fights was, but I mean can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You just broke up a little bit. I can
Yeah,
hear
my
you.
bad.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Everything changes, and I didn't get to read. I mean, because we wasn't expecting it. We weren't expecting to win a world title in 5 fights. That's really what he did. He won a world title in 5 fights.
Right.
He
Right.
won a
Right.
world title in 5 fights. And that's starting at 17 and becoming a world champion at 23, and that's with 1 year off. I think he didn't fight not one time in 2022. He became inactive on BoxRec. So that's 5 years of activity pretty much, and he won a world title.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. And
We
thank you for
wasn't
sharing.
we definitely wasn't expecting that. That's why I always say that was on God's time with the things that happened with the Quentin Rounder fight in which he won clearly and didn't look the best, and it took Tim Bradley to go talking shit to turn the world against us, and then him to come back with Boca Chica, get dropped. So Top Rank thinking they got a weak link, and they did us the biggest favor ever.
Everything happens for a reason, coach.
Every day, people not understanding that. Like people pray and pray to God, and they read about stories and they watch movies based on true life stories, but they don't believe them when they happen right in front of them.
I hear that. That's dope. Thanks for sharing that
Yeah,
business story with me as well, man. I find shit like that fascinating. But you brought up Tim Bradley. So, coach, you remember I texted you on Saturday night? And because I was listening to the fight and I told you, yo, Tim Bradley's finally saying good, positive shit
right.
about B Norm Jr., man.
Yeah.
Which
I mean,
which I was happy about because
I
he's been
mean,
critical and you haven't liked that in the past. Did you get a chance to hear any of that stuff?
yeah, I went back. I watched the whole fight. This is the thing, though. This is the thing, though. People got to understand. Like I've said many times before, it's not about him saying nothing bad. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You need to hear the negative criticism. You need to hear all the criticism, and it can be constructive, so you can get better. Things that people say. You know what I mean? Like a head on the line, straight down the middle. There's a lot of stuff that people say that you need to listen to And these are things that he already know better to do. But sometimes it needs to be brought to your attention that people are seeing this. You know what I mean? And sometimes people see things that are actually not even happening. That's just a true story. Like you hear the announcers say things all the time, and you looking at something totally different than what the announcer is saying. The commentator could be saying something, you like, the fuck is he talking about? Like I heard something today. Well, I think it was Sean Porter and I can't think of the other guy he was with. They said B got beat on, or he got beat up the first round, or something. He got the best on. Like B didn't lose not one round. But
That's
if you go
true.
watch the Sean Porter podcast, they said that B lost the first round. I'm like, no, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He got buzzed with one good shot, and that was it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I think he got hit with a jab or two, and that was it. Other than that, I mean, it was nothing. But hey, you need to hear that, so you need to hear what people are saying. I don't have a problem with people's criticism. I had a problem with Tim Bradley because the criticism was obviously personal for
right.
whatever reason. It was personal, unwarranted, and it was straight bullshit. That's all. Because you can't go from praising one man, and then when that one man that you're praising is getting beat up by the other man, you go down on the other man, but you don't say one word about the man you were just praising. He didn't say anything negative about Quentin. So it's like, what are we doing here? When you could use that chance to praise him for beating this one man that you giving somehow how he, you know what I mean, historian, Olympic, you know what I mean? But again, he didn't do that. And that was my problem. It was personal. And I watched that fight over and over and over to make sure I wasn't tripping before I went off the deep end, just so people know.
So, so that being said, and he's finally giving B Norm Jr. his shine. Do you still want to? You still want that scrap? You still want that scrap? Because I know that was the driving force for you wanting that Bradley scrap.
I had surgery on April 18th for my bicep to get my shit fixed.
Oh,
And
that's right. That's right. Your shit was
then that's going to have me
kind of
down for
jacked
like,
up.
yeah, that's going to have me down for like 4 months. So oh, wait a minute. I can't do it. Damn, I'm glad I'm talking about that. Oh, shit. I was supposed to have surgery on April 18th. Damn. About my bicep, but I ain't going to do that because I got something to do because my son got to fight. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But I was supposed to have surgery, but I'm not. But anyway, whenever I do have surgery, I can't fight with this bicep. I'm not going to do this long. But
Yeah.
it's going to have me down for 4 months.
Yeah. That should look bad after your fight.
Yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about that. But yeah, I'm gonna be down for 4 months. I guess I don't know. But I'm gonna figure it out though. I may still have it.
Nah, that's what's up, Papa Chubby. Chubby, what's going on, man? Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Wednesday night. I am here with head coach Brian Norman Sr., the coach of the WBO and father of WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. Let's go. How do we call in, Johnny? I don't have the option to do call-ins just yet. We are working on that. We're working on that. My
You can
viewers.
ask me a question. If you got questions, tell them text the question. I answer.
Yeah. So we got Pound for Pound King is in the building. What's going on, brother? He said, "What's next for Junior?" That was actually a question I was going to ask. I don't even know if we can ask what's next because I think that you want to fight soon, but I don't think that you have someone that you're targeting yet. Am I right or am I wrong?
I mean, you got people targeting him,
Well,
so it's up.
that's to be expected. Yeah.
Right. You got just one. Ain't like people just gunning for him like that. These people, the top guys, ain't calling my son name. You don't see a drawing in is calling my son name. You don't see Barrios, of course, calling his name. You don't see no top guys calling my son name. Even T.O. coming up from 140, he ducked my son, like openly, pretty much ducked him. So you don't really hear nobody calling his name, but Jen Sasaki approached him at the fight.
I saw that.
Yeah, and whatever else. So he came. So we got that option or whatever else. But I don't know what my son gonna do about that. So what we looking to do is even possibly because you got Jerron Ennis and you got a title unification with Stanionis and Ennis next weekend. So and I know my son want to fight the winner of that. So I'm thinking he want either a Barrios. He definitely want to, but he can fight. Like if he could possibly get Barrios, he can get Barrios early summer. See, when we say we want Boots next, we want to be his next fight. He don't have to be our next fight, if that makes sense.
That does.
You know
make
what I'm
sense.
saying? Like my son is younger than him. Their trajectory in that time or what they fighting on could be totally different. Even this fight where he got right now, when they were looking for him an opponent, I kept putting out and I put out the word. I said, listen, if you wait a couple of months, push that fight back about 2 months. You know what I mean? To the end of May, early June, then we can fight you after we deal with this title defense.
Yeah.
And but he ended up getting that St. fight, which is a great opportunity. So that's fine. That you can't bark at that. That's great. So that's understandable what it is. But we did offer to fight him after that. After that, what I mean, like I said, so my son still got to do what he do, and if they can come back in next thing, if they make an offer, or we make an offer, we can get something coming late summer. I meant late summer. The late summer is one thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what's funny, Coach? I kind of changed my stance a little bit because I remember telling Junior when I had him on, like I want to see him fight Boots next. I want to see him fight Boots next. Guess what? I don't even care to see that fight next. Let that marinate. Let that materialize. Let him come to y'all. I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. Let me get Coach up in. There we go.
My
You
my
back in?
bad. I keep my damn finger keep hitting the damn phone.
Oh no, no, you're good. So what I was saying was I changed my stance a little bit. Right? You're gonna find this weird because I told Junior the last time I had him on that obviously after this one I will hope to see the Boots fight next if he wins. But guess what? I don't even care about that fight right now. Let him come to y'all. I think you guys should move on, handle your business. This Sasaki guy, is this because that was one of the questions I had when you brought him up. I guess it's a realistic option, but if that fight happens, will it be in the States or will it be overseas?
It'd definitely be in Japan, but of course it'd be for a lot of money. So
Oh, so why are you agreeing? Basically because of the money factor?
absolutely.
Okay. Okay, no, I'm just saying. I mean, going into see, this is what I love about the
Yeah,
Normans, man. Y'all,
absolutely.
y'all
It was
want
the
that
same. It was the
that's
same thing with
enemy
Ennis.
territory, bro. That's
It was
enemy territory.
it was the same thing with Ennis. If he would have paid us, you know what I mean, what we asked for, we would have
Right.
went there too. That's what it
That's
is.
true. That's true. But you talking about like how long is that flight, man?
Probably 20 hours.
Shit. I'm
Yeah.
good,
I
man.
mean,
I thought
but that's what I'm saying. That's what it was. Like everything is we everything we say, we don't have no reason to lie. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
If you pay,
listen.
okay, this is what it is. You ask us what I'm a businessman. We are businessmen. So if you want me to do something, okay, yeah, I could do it, but it's gonna cost you this. I'm not willing to pay that. That means you don't want what you just asked me for.
Nah, you know what it was? I saw when Sasaki pulled up to Junior this weekend. I'm thinking when I saw like a rumor, you don't first of all, you don't know what to believe on social media, right? So I'm
Absolutely.
like, nah, man, that shit is bullshit, man. They're not going over there. They're gonna fight him over here. He gonna have to come here and fight him. But I guess it makes sense. You're right, man. If the bag is right, man,
The
the
whole
bag is
different,
right.
whole different fan base, whole different set of marketing that we don't have to worry about. Be on the Japanese billboards. It sounds wonderful. Pay
Yeah.
us what we pay us what we asking you. Again, you see my son go to San Diego. With the races, with some races over there, whatever, with a whole crowd full of booing people, even after he won. I mean, the Japanese, the Japanese heritage is a lot nicer than the San Diego heritage,
That's
or the Philadelphia heritage. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
light years. They're
by light
polite over
years,
there.
right, right. Like they're gonna treat you real nice in Japan as opposed to Philly and San Diego. So you know,
Damn.
yeah, pay us to come over there. We don't mind because people got to understand. Some people are used to fighting in their hometowns, which we have, but we've also fought everywhere else. Also, we've sparred everywhere else. We normally, when we go places, we get booed. We get the whole gym, and I like it. That's why I tell my son, when you spar in a gym, I need the whole gym to surround the ring. That's when you know you're doing something.
Mm,
That's how it used to be when I sparred. I used to tell my
yeah.
son that. I said, listen, when
People
you
stop what
spar,
they're doing. People stop what they're doing to watch. Is that what
everybody
you're saying?
stop what
Okay.
they're doing. I'm so serious. That's how it was when I used to work.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Because I was a big, strong, muscular guy, and I was coming with the thunder, and it was that way. And I tell you, and when it's not that way, I tell him, look around. He come up to the ring. I say, look around. I'm not paying you no attention. You ain't doing something right.
Mm. Nah, that makes sense. The whole Japan thing, like I said, I'm glad I asked that question because
Yeah,
it you gave me a totally different perspective that
yeah,
I would have never thought about. It makes perfect sense.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It makes perfect sense. You got discernment. What's going on, champ? Thanks for rocking out with us here on a Wednesday night. He said, hello, Johnny and Coach. I hope everyone is well and having a great evening.
Oh,
Congratulations
no,
on
what's up? What's up?
proud and rooting for Brian Norman Jr. Yeah, man, it's hard to root against my guy Brian Norman Jr. And then Discernment has a follow-up question, and it's a pocket watch question. Hold on,
That's
Coach. To
cool.
me,
I'm
it's
cool with that.
pocket watch
I'm cool
Wednesday
with all of them. Hey, as long as you open your brain to listen to what I got to say,
for
I'm with you.
sure. For sure. So he said, Coach, it's me. It's Pocket Watch Wednesday. Did you hit big this time on Junior's win? Did you put it on the KO or just
Oh,
win? Did you
I
think you were
told
gonna get him out of
not
there for
big,
free?
not big, not big. I didn't figure out that the KO. Took me some time. It took me some time to figure this out because he was the heavy favorite this time. I personally didn't put any money at all on it. I tried to go to a sports book at my hotel. You could bet at the hotel in the casinos. I tried to go to the
Yeah.
sports book at my hotel, which was the Fountain Blue. They was not doing boxing in that hotel. I don't know why the hell they weren't doing it in that hotel, but Harrah's was. A buddy of mine, he only put $70. I told him, I said, like I said, with careful consideration, I said he gonna take him out between. In order for you to make some money, it was plus 1,100 between round 1 and 3, plus 500 between round 4 and 7. So I said, that's what we're gonna do. I said, put your money. I told him and I told my baby mama. I said, put your money. Everybody I told. I said, put your money on 1 and 6. My bad, my bad. I said, put your money between 1 and 6. He gonna knock him out before the 6th round. So I said, you can put whatever you want to put on both of them bets, split them up however you want to do it. I was gonna put 1,000 and 1,000. I like I said, I could. My hotel didn't have it. I wasn't driving a car, and I went up and took a nap. And I said, I'll do it when I get up. I woke up at 3:56 Vegas time, which was at 7 o'clock our time, or whatever else, and we had to be
Yeah.
down. We had to be down there in literally 30 minutes when I woke up. So I was like, damn. So I didn't get a chance to put $1 on it, but my buddy won, I think 1,800. He won 1,800 off of $70, and my baby mama won 2,400 off of $200.
Damn. That's
20,
what's up.
yeah, she won 2,200, something like that. Yeah.
See, I'm the dumbass that didn't bet because I'm not a better. That's why. But if I would have
Yeah,
bet,
I
if I
mean,
was a better, definitely I would have put
that
money
was
down.
now that was a good bet to stay out of. That was a good bet to stay out of. This, everybody was asking me. People was hitting me on Facebook. Everybody was asking me because they knew I hit 50,000 last time because I was the only one that knew. And a friend of mine was a female. A friend of mine hit 25,000. She trusted me enough. She bet $6,000. She bet $6,000 on that Santiago fight, straight win. I can't remember what it was. Mine because mine kept breaking up. The way I was doing it was my shit kept crashing out. I had to do Bet Online, my bookie, and Bet US. I had to do a couple of those, the local ones that you could do here. In order to do, she did a DraftKings. She knew somebody in another state, and
Right.
she didn't. Yeah, right. She bet 6,000 straight. I don't know what their odds was, but she won $25,000.
Damn, man. You see, we
So
can't even do DraftKings here in Florida.
yeah, you say,
Uh,
yeah, I know you can't. I know you can't because I had somebody in Florida.
yeah.
Yeah, I had
That's
somebody in Florida.
funny. That was a funny question, man. Shout out to
Yeah.
you, Discernment. We got old Wizard from the Boxing Voice in the building. What's going
What's
on? He's
going
just
on?
showing love to me and to you, seniors in the building. Brian Norman seniors in the building. Discernment, you have a follow-up, Junior. Also one with more grace this time. He didn't squat down because besides Quavers, he showed more sportsmanship this time. This time was there bad blood between him and Gio? Respectfully asking, or is he just maturing?
No. It wasn't. Gio, to me, it was bad blood with me. But that's not why he did it. And my bad blood came like when I seen what he was doing. Like, you can go watch the fight right now. It's a good fight to watch. So that's a good thing about it.
Excellent fight.
It's a hell of a fight to
Yeah.
watch. Go watch the fight. You will see Gio putting the top of his head in my son's face. That shit was on purpose. That was by design. He was coming down, he was working, and he was putting his head right up in my son's face. He was hitting him behind, he was rapid punching behind the head. It was three things he was doing. Shoulder blocking him in the face. So one more that I'm missing. Because there was four things that he was doing. Go back and watch it. You'll see how dirty he was fighting. He was desperate. He was desperate. He didn't give a damn. He was going for broke. You know what I mean? I understand he was in his hometown. That was his chance or whatever else. So, and then the crowd, I think, is what made him do the squat. I think the
That's what he
crowd and
told
the
me.
booing and
That's what
yeah,
he
you know
told
what
me.
I'm saying? Huh?
That's what he told me. He told me
Yeah,
that it
the
was the
crowd. Yeah, I
whole.
think the crowd and the booing is what did that. Like, I mean, they were being disrespectful to us. So shit, you know what I mean? Here you go. I'm gonna disrespect your guy. You know what I mean? So I mean, Quavaz and his people have been were nothing but gracious, nice, cool. Quavaz, of course, was the least nicest one, but he was supposed to be. He the fucking fighter. You know what I'm saying? But like his cornerman, if his cornerman spoke to me 30 times this damn weekend. They supposed to be every time they saw me. Hey man, hey, how you good luck. They supposed to be every time. I mean, I was like, damn. You know, that was just like they supposed to be more than anybody.
That's dope.
So, but yeah, his cornermen were very, very gracious. They were very cool. They were very nice. We had zero beef with them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing personal. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, to be honest with you, I'm an underdog rooter. To be, you know what I mean? I just like the underdog. I like an underdog story. Now I understand people trying to change their life, but unfortunately, somebody got to win it. Somebody got to be a winner. Somebody got to be a loser, and we ain't trying to lose. So that just was what it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So
Right.
we got another comment here. Please make sure if you go to Japan, this for discernment, you all get testing done, please. So I guess he's alluding
Yeah,
to
I
the
heard.
fact that
I heard. Yeah, I heard the story. I heard the story.
yeah,
You got to think about it this way. I'm almost positive they're gonna do some bullshit because I've done some things right here in the States, in New York in particular, and no matter what, if you're in a whole nother country, they can lie and say they did testing. Like they're not gonna let us. You know, they're not gonna let us test him.
right.
So I mean, if we go, we go, and we just betting on ourselves. But I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. That's gonna be on Brian. You can ask him tomorrow night. That's gonna be on B Norman Jr. The final say so on B Norman Jr. is a hell of an opportunity. I will hope they will have more integrity than that. I will hope so. I don't know. I don't know what type of people those they are. You know what I mean? But you know, you got some dickheads in the world. But again, I will hope they have some integrity. I mean, I will hope they would do that.
So if you had to put a percentage again, I know this is a business. You bet, or if I was a betting man, would I bet that that would be the next fight? Would it be a safe bet?
I mean, of course, I'm inside connection, so you can't ask me that. I'm just gonna let B
Okay.
say whatever he
All
got to
right.
say. I ain't gonna say
All
nothing.
right. So that was probably not the right question. All right. All right. All right. That's what's up.
Cause
Um,
you know, I know in real life, but
but you know, I guess the reason why I ask is because in boxing, you never know. Even if it's a done deal,
that's
you
why I
call
said
the
it's not a good
card.
question. That's not a good question to ask me because I know, I know
Oh,
the
okay.
truth.
So you do know. Okay. All
I
right. So
do
what
know,
about
right, right. But again, the ultimate decision gonna be able to beat Norman Jr.
got you? Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Will you guys be in attendance for the boot Stanionis fight?
Nah, we're going to the whatchamacallit fight though. Boost Young is now I'm not interested in being there, but we going I mean, that's gonna be what it's gonna be anyway. I don't think Boo's gonna call my son name, but we shall see. I will be highly surprised if he do. It will be a turn of events, but I have been coming at him hard, so hopefully he grow a pair of nuts. I mean, that's if he win. So you know,
That's
everybody giving him a victory. Right? We can't just give out these victories. You know what I'm saying?
for
So
sure.
you know, you seen how he was talking at the end of the last fight. He was talking like a little boy. So we don't know what's gonna happen. We don't. He may get dropped. We don't know what may happen. He may have a spectacular performance and call out the world. You never know what's gonna happen or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? But now we're not interested in going to that because it's still hostile territory. It's like what fucking 2 hours away from Philadelphia. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we said, but that's not the reason we're not going. We're just not interested in going to that fight. But we are
Okay.
going to the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. You know that whole card they got in New York.
You'll be at that one in
Yeah, we
Times Square?
definitely. Yeah, we definitely trying to pull up there. That look like that's a different type of event. I like that. I like that card.
Yeah,
So
no, that's gonna be crazy, man. I was
yeah,
thinking
so
about
we'll probably definitely pull up there.
so that's good. That's good. And you know what? I'm glad. I'm kind of glad you're not going to that boot Stanionis fight because, like I said, let him come to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
My son got to be my son is you know, I'm overzealous, period. I'm the definition of overzealous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my son is not. He don't give a shit He want to whoop his ass, but at the same time, he like, I ain't chasing him. He get mad, and I say he get mad at me because he don't get mad at me no more. But he like kind of have a problem with me, talking so much. And but I tell him like, damn, be there asking me, he like, yeah, but you ain't got to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? He be like, you talk about him too much. You know what I'm saying? This and that. Like you act like we chasing him. We ain't chasing him. You know what I'm saying? And he do say just like what you said. Like let him come to me. Like let him call me out. I said, motherfucker ain't gonna call you out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So B got a totally different attitude about it. I just want him. I just want him so bad because of personal reasons. Like I said, man, they lied. Just real quick, I try to be considerate. I try to be considerate, and I try to think of ways things may have happened. Like okay, they turned it down. He was lied to. Fine, not his fault. Him telling that we turned it down in the first place. Not his fault. He was told a lie. The after bothered me. The shit about his daddy saying my son got dropped in the gym, that's a fucking lie. His son hit my son in the fucking nuts. They both acknowledged it. My son didn't go to the ground at all. That's the crazy part. My son never touched the canvas at all. It was just like, ooh, and they both, oh shit, my bad. It was like he hit him, and you can watch any fight he has. He always hit niggas in the nuts. That's what he do. So he hit my son low. As soon as he hit him low, Boots acknowledged it. Boots acknowledged it. My son acknowledged it. And my son like, oh, shit, what? You know what I'm saying? He pulled his cup a little bit and then went back to work. That nobody ever touched that. So that pissed me off when his father, and whom I respect so much and helped me out so much, that pissed me off when I'm like, damn, brother, that's some real lack of integrity. I'm like, wait a minute. He hit the foot. What? Like somebody was saying about body shot. Okay, yeah, body shot, but he didn't even hit the canvas. He didn't even touch the floor. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Even from that, he didn't touch the floor. So anyway, that was one. The next one was after the negotiations ended and they start putting out the lies. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was this a lie? Now, I'm kind of confused about this one. They start saying something about the percentages of what we was getting or what they was offering us, and they even agreed to take less. So I start thinking, maybe they was telling the guys, Matchroom or whoever, that they would, but they wasn't saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that wasn't a lot on their end.
Right.
So that's why I was like, okay, well, maybe that wasn't, maybe it wasn't a lie. It was a lie to us, period. You know what I'm saying? It was a lie to us, period. But I'm thinking, okay, maybe to them, they was lied to again, because again, that fight had already been ordered and Eddie knew it. Like, that fight wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. And then behind that, even if we'd have got up to it, my son's hand wasn't still fully healed either. So the fight wasn't going to happen no one way or the other. It wasn't going to happen.
Right.
People just look for some shit to talk about. That's it.
I'm just tired of bringing it up. Like I don't even want to bring it up like that with Junior. But I know people.
Yeah.
Want to
Yeah. Do not bring it up with him. He do not want to hear that shit.
Yeah. No, I know Junior. I know.
Yeah.
You know, me and Junior do it up. But
yeah. He don't want to. He don't want to hear that shit. He don't want to talk about that shit.
Yeah.
But you know me. I don't give a shit.
Now I love Junior's demeanor. You know, it's just he's a quiet assassin, man. You know, it's the perfect nickname for him. And the way he goes about himself, his confidence, he's gonna build a big fan base if he hasn't already. Because when you have that type of demeanor and you can fight and deliver,
Right.
that's what earns people. That's what earns respect, man. I can't wait to get him on tomorrow. But it looks like you guys have a very from a business perspective. I know he has great management. Adrian Clark, Jolene. But it looks like you are kind of included into that mix, right? Like you are part of that. Not only are you his trainer, his dad, but you're also like his manager. That's the way I'm reading it, right?
I'm not his manager. I'm just
But
his dad.
they have to consult with you, right? I mean, you have to be involved in that.
I don't have to be. I'm just his daddy.
You're going to be. Okay, all right. That's a
Yeah,
good
I'm
answer.
his father. I'm his father. So if I'm his father, of course he's gonna talk to me. You know what I'm saying? You know how that
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
yeah.
but nah, you don't have to do anything. No, we're not. We don't have no paperwork. We don't even have no paperwork on training. Like you don't have to do nothing.
But if you say I want you to do that, or he'll do it, you think he'll do it? Like, I strongly suggest we should go this route instead of the route you want. Do you
I,
think Junior will listen to you?
every time I've done it, not every time, 98% of the time I've done it, it went my way. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Remember a long time ago when I first interviewed, I asked you if there was ever a possibility that you wouldn't be training Junior. You looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Now that I've gotten to know you guys, it would be impossible. I mean,
Right.
it's a perfect connection. With what you bring to the table, and you know what's crazy? I saw that opposite when he trained you because we talked about
Right, right,
We
right, right.
talked about that. I had him on after that, and we talked about the fact that, you pulling out your phone and not being focused, in the locker room, he's pissed off, and, I just thought that was typical Junior, but it's just a testament of the relationship. It's
Yeah,
full
yeah.
circle, so, I love that about you guys, and I appreciate that. I love watching it. I just love watching it. I think we got a question from someone here real quick. Imma get you out of here soon because I know you probably wanna get inside. Um,
Nah, you got. I just don't want to leave because it's Wi-Fi. Cause I gotta go home. But go ahead.
so I got my man, Papa Chubby. Chubby says, Johnny asked him what he thinks about the lineal championship. Does he care about it? Because I know Senior is old school.
Absolutely, we absolutely care about it, and what I mean, it's all politics. If you ever heard me doing interviews before, it's all politics. This is all done to make specific fighters look good. If you look at who they got, Ring Magazine ranked number 4. They got fucking David Avanesian ranked number 4, who hasn't won a significant fight literally in 5 or 6 years. I mean, please go look that up. That man has not won a significant fight in 5 or 6 years. I don't believe. I think he fought Terrence Crawford in 2022. He got knocked out. He came back, fought a guy 11-55. Then he fought Ennis, and then he fought another guy that was some other record. And I don't think he fought since then. Like, it's crazy. But he's Ring Magazine number 4 ranked above my son. My son is ranked number 5. They got Ennis 1, Stanionis 2, Barrios 3, Avanesian 4, my son 5. You think that wasn't done by design? That was absolutely by design.
You are absolutely correct too, because I just checked and you're right. Yeah.
That's done by design. It's done to undermine. They're trying to hide my boy, and that's what's gonna make our story. That's what's gonna make my son's story and our story so beautiful when we overcome the system. Because it's too much. Like in the past, they could have did that to you, but with social media, with all this coverage, where you can get your voice out there, whatever else, they can't do it to you. You know what I'm saying? They can't do it to you. They gonna say Stanionis 1 and 2. Stanionis has not won it since Stanionis last point. I had 6 fucking fights. What are we talking about? He had 6 fights, and arguably lost one of them against Michael Fox.
Yeah.
Michael Fox beat him. You can go watch that fight. It's a good fight to watch too. Michael Fox beat him. He even dropped him. I think Michael Fox even dropped him.
No doubt.
And that was Stanionis' toughest fight. Then you got Butayev, and that's what people. That's like Ruslan Protnikov, the one that Tim Bradley fight. These are tough guys that were tough, but they're only tough in these fights. You will look at any other name in their record. There's nothing else that makes them tough. You got Karen. Nothing else makes him good except what he did his last fight. That's it. That's it. Nothing else you can find or do makes them good. Nothing. Like, this shit is crazy, man. This shit is wild.
Nah, no doubt, no doubt. Somebody in the chat said they would like to see Norman Jr. against Rohan Polanco, but
I like that. I mean, I like that fight. We don't mind that fight, but it don't make sense for us. It don't make sense for. It don't make okay. At this point right now, the way I feel, and again, you talk to Junior and see how he feel. We ain't really discussed this part, but I'm sure he would agree. The way I feel is we're not looking to go lateral or backwards. You know what I'm saying? We're looking to go up. You price yourself to what you become. Like Teofimo was crying about not making $1 million. You got him crying about not making $1 million, and he fought those huge fights. How the fuck have you not made $1 million yet? That's because of you. You didn't price yourself that way. You let them know you will take it for cheap. You know what I'm saying? Even with Terrence Crawford, what he had going on when he was with Top Rank. It's about how they price themselves. Now, if we go somewhere, we make $1 million. Guess what you are? You are now $1 million fighter. You're $1 million fighter. They know what it is. They know not to come with you in no 200, 300. Well, can't make 200 anyway because there's more than your minimums more than that. That's what people don't understand anyway. Like you got minimums, and as a world champion, your minimums are pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Wow. Um, how soon is Junior gonna get back into to training? Like to get back
He
into the gym?
trained. Yeah, what's the day? Damn, he trained Monday. He trained Monday. I don't know if he did nothing yesterday. He said he sparred. He sparred Monday, I believe, with the little kids. He sparred, moved around with some kids Monday. Get back full fledged. I'm guessing next week. He ain't gonna be out that long because that's literally his life. Like he, he probably got to make himself do anything else. Nah, seriously, that's like me and you get up and you do whatever you do. I don't know if you got a day job or whatever else. That's
I
what he
do.
do. Huh?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what he do. That's his job. Whatever he does, he get up, he have a regimen. You know what I'm saying? And he go to the gym. And I mean that's part of his day. It's literally part of his day.
Mm. Yeah, I love it. I love it. His interview today on the Boxing Voice was incredible.
Yeah,
Um,
it was. It was a good interview. I watched it. I couldn't stay out. Well, I saw you. You know, I saw you. I talked to you in the
yeah,
chat.
we were going back and forth. The chat,
Yeah,
the chat wanted me to jump up in there, but I couldn't because I was working.
yeah. I seen him. I seen him. I seen him trying to get you up in there.
But I
Yeah, that
said,
was a good. That was a good interview, man. He made me proud. He made me proud every time he talked, man. Because
should be
I
proud.
hear so much of what I teach him and what I taught him, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've been doing it so long, but I can't stop cheesing about it. But he do give me the credit for it too, and I really, really, really appreciate that too, though. But it's just a beautiful thing to see come to fruition, and it's like surreal. Like, damn, bro, I really said some shit. You got kids?
Yeah, yeah.
You got small kids?
No, man, I'm old, man. My daughter's in college. Yeah, no.
Okay. Well, to the people who ever listening, they got small kids. I'm gonna give you this tip. I'm gonna give you this tip, and this you got to remember, I was a young father. Brian is my fourth child, and I had him when I was 21.
Oh shit.
So,
Yeah. All right.
yeah, he's my fourth child. I'm only 21 years older than Brian, and he's my fourth child. You know what I'm saying? My other son will be 31, and I'll be 46 in May next month, and my oldest son will be 31 in July, and my daughter will be 29 in May. A week after I turn 46, my daughter turned 29. So
All
I'm
right.
50, and then my other daughter be 28 in November. Like I got old kids, you know what I mean? I got 4 grandkids. But bottom line to the people listening, I got to tell you this, and this is something I learned. You got to remember, I'm learning this as I'm growing up. So I'm growing up with my kids, but I'm learning and I'm seeing. And the way I learned it was the dumbest shit in the world. Just got to hear this story, real quick, stupid ass story.
I love it.
I vacuumed up a penny one time. And my mama said to me, she said, "Don't do that, boy. It's illegal." I was like, "What?" She said, "It's illegal to throw away money." To this day, I don't know if that's true. But listen, that's what she said. She said, "You
Wow.
can't back up on a penny. It's illegal to throw away money." To this day, I never looked it up. I don't know if it's true. But I remembered that. And then I remember every time when I got older, I would back them up pennies. I would think about that every time. So I used that. I said, "Damn, that's crazy." I remember that. I was little when she said it. That's crazy. I remember that dumbass shit she said. So I was like, you know what? You can say things to your kid. Now this even works to your college kids too. The more you talk, the more you talk. You might have heard me say this before. The more you talk, the more people hear. They cannot unhear what they heard. They can say, "Oh man, you some bullshit." That all the people who hate on us, and the you know the ones who the ops or the bootlickers or the other ones, they hear what I'm saying, no
Mhm.
matter what. They hear what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So no matter what, it's in whether they want to believe it or not, it's in the top of their brain. And if they see something that what I said may be a little true, it's gonna start to seep a little close to the front. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So for the people, the point is, talk often. I spoke all the time. I speak so much. My kids hate me to fucking talk. They ask me a question. You hear how I talk now? How I'm long winded. You hear how I'm long winded.
Yeah.
Imagine me with fucking kids.
Oh, my man B, man. Oh shit.
They asked me some shit and I just go there with, oh shit.
Do they just walk out the room like, here we go, bye?
But
Oh
they hear
man.
me. They hear me. You heard what I said.
I don't even have a choice, bro.
You hear me? You heard what I said. So I'm just saying, say shit to your kids. Tell them how you want them to feel. Tell them, you got to tell them, you got to introduce them to shit, the shit that's going on in this crazy world, how you feel about it, what you think about it. Introduce them to them. B didn't never, he didn't never, I guarantee you, he never approached anything that he didn't know about. I guarantee you, because I talked a lot. Ask him.
I will.
He never approached shit that he didn't already know something about. Women, fights, friends, fake ass people. He never approached nothing that he didn't already have some type of idea about. That he hadn't heard something about. Never. Ask him.
Oh man, that's crazy, man. This is why I love this man, man. I love getting this man on, man. And
I appreciate
you
it.
know how we do. You know how we do,
Yeah,
coach.
yeah.
No, I text you. I told you this. I text you this, man. After that interview, I was like, man, you did such a fantastic job. You
Thank you,
know,
man. I
getting it
appreciate it.
right.
I appreciate it, man.
And,
I look, and with that being said, I had to teach him how to talk. Ask him. Ask him. I taught him how to talk. I taught him what to do. I told him don't speak too fast. I told him make sure you speak clearly. I told him I told him everything. I told him to think before you speak. I told him all of that. I said listen to yourself. Hear the words coming out of your mouth, because we have a country twang, right? And I know you hear the country twang come out of his mouth a lot.
yeah.
But also you hear it like you listen to the interviews in the ring. It's totally different than the interview you heard today, right? He sounds different because when you piped up, and I told him about that. I said sometimes if we get up and like you can say something to people, they don't know what the fuck you just said because you just. So I said you have to hear yourself. Listen to yourself as you're speaking. You know what I mean? So I told him all of that too. It did everything. Told
Nah,
his dad to practice his, hey, told him to practice his fucking signature, which you still ain't got down yet. Hey, but then again, I'm 45 and I ain't got mine down either.
my man, my man. No, listen, if you want to market yourself in today's day and age as a superstar, as a household name, it's a total package, man. It's not
Absolutely.
just being able to fight or winning fights. You got to be able to speak properly,
Absolutely. Yeah,
carry
absolutely.
yourself properly. I mean, that's how you're going to build a bigger
Yeah.
fan base.
Yeah.
I love what he's doing. I love what you're doing, Coach. You know I love you, man. I'm not ashamed to say that, man.
I
You show me
appreciate you,
love,
man. Love you too,
and I'm
dog. I
always gonna have
appreciate
your
it.
back. You're doing a great job. If it was up to me, though, I would tell you right now, I want Barrios next. That's the dude I want personally.
Yeah, it makes all the sense. It makes all the sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world to any and everybody. I almost don't want to say what I want to say because I talk too much, so I'm gonna not say it. But it makes all the sense. It makes all the sense in the world. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It makes all the sense in the world.
Well,
That's
you
it.
know this ain't the last time I'm gonna have you on, man. You know I love
Yeah,
having
yeah,
you
yeah.
on.
For sure, I'm here, man. I'm here, man.
When shit gets announced and shit, I'd love for you to come on. And more importantly,
Absolutely.
man, I reached out to Junior too, man. Your next training camp, I wanna come by if you guys are cool with it. He said it would be cool to spend a day with you guys.
Where you at?
I'm in Florida, man. I'll come down to Georgia.
Probably won't be in Georgia, but okay, that's fine.
Or it won't be in Georgia.
I probably not. No,
Well,
I said probably. But I mean, we're
I
gonna
would
have some time. Wait, we're gonna have some time here, so that's fine. We can. You could definitely get here at some time. We'll definitely be in Georgia at some point. Yes.
either that or I'm willing to go somewhere just to travel,
Okay.
spend a day with you
All right.
guys in the gym.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I want to do that. He said it was cool. I mean, Junior rocks with me, man.
Yeah, I know. If you got him short notice, because I know when you find out about the interview tomorrow today.
Yeah, it was today. It was today. Oh, I
Exactly.
reached out to him just to congratulate him on a great
So
interview,
if
man.
you did that, and he gave you that interview today, and he been telling everybody else he got to do all the other interviews, then I know he rock with you. So I feel you
That
because
means a lot.
he been telling everybody else. I mean, he got some interviews lined up, and he had to do, and he had to take care of. And I mean, he got you on, what I'm saying, impromptu like that. He definitely rock with you because he definitely don't mind telling you no. He don't mind telling people no at all.
For sure. Nah, I rock with him, man. Hardcore, man. You guys are
Yeah.
family, man. The Normans are family here at the Hangout Spot. You guys are always welcome. Um, Great interview as always. Once we get something announced, I definitely want to get you back, both of you guys back if possible. And for sure, I'll fly down wherever, spend a day in training, get a little footage, get a nice little interview
Yeah.
ringside with both of y'all. That'd be dope. Both of y'all together, that'd
Right,
be
right,
dope.
right, right, right,
I
right.
could rock that interview. That'd be nice, man. I just want to spend time with you guys in your training, though. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
man, we here, man. We here. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, wherever we at, you welcome to come, big dog. You welcome.
Appreciate that, man. Tomorrow, 8:30, I will have Junior in the building.
All right, I'll
So
be in
we ain't
attendance.
doing it.
I'll be in the West. Hey, matter of fact, do me a favor, cause I
Yes,
might
sir.
forget. Shoot me a text when you're about to get them on.
I will.
All right, man.
I
I
will.
appreciate you, man. Your chat, hold it down. Everybody, hold it down, man. I'm gonna holler at you later.
All right. I appreciate you,
Okay.
coach. Thanks for
All
jumping
right.
on, man.
I bet.
And there you have it, chat. Head coach, father, trainer of the WBO welterweight champion of the world, Brian Norman Jr. We have Brian Norman Sr. on, man. Always a great interview, man. I love Brian Sr.'s energy. I've had him on a few times. He's just a real one, man. He's a real one. He's an OG, man. He's been in the game and he's doing a fantastic. I wasn't even listen, man. People can call it glazing if you want, man, but I just admire. I've always admired people that know me know that I've always admired that father son training combination. Like to me, it just works. And maybe it's because I wish I had a son that I can train. I don't. I have daughters, but if I did have a son, I'd want to be his trainer, right? Because who's gonna care for your son? Who's gonna, more than you, more than the father? Who's gonna have my son's best interest more than me, the father. You know what I'm saying? So, I just love that dynamic. And, Bill Haney and Ryan, and Devin Haney and I remember Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia and Sean Porter and Kenny Porter. I mean, I love them all, Obviously the Normans, they're like family to me, man. They show me love and, it's humbling for me, man. It's humbling for me. But yo, the chat is cooking, man. I see the community has come out, man. I guess Lil Zuda, we here. What's going on, brother? What's going on, Manuel LG? What's poppin', champ? Welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. They call me Bam Bam. Hit that likes, y'all. Thanks for rocking out, Bam Bam. And he's absolutely right. If you haven't smashed that like button, make sure you do that. It will help with the visibility of the channel. And if you're watching this on recording, because all my lives, they go right on YouTube right after that. So if you didn't catch the live, you can check out the recording. Make sure you hit the like button as well, man, because that'll help get this channel out. We got to take this channel to the next level in 2025 so we can get the bigger and better interviews. And that also comes with subscribers, man. Remember, I'll be giving y'all homework, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you get at least one friend to subscribe to the Hangout spot and look out, man. This is how we do, man. Nice, chill, laid back spot. I love doing these interviews. More importantly, I love getting the chat involved. And I apologize. I was trying to read some questions from the chat, but when you're in the middle of an interview, you don't kind of want to cut off, the person that you're talking to. So I'm trying to monitor the chat, but some questions I'm going to be able to ask, some not or whatnot. But I try to get the chat as much as involved as I possibly can. So respect to y'all, man. From TBV to the DHS. That's right. The Hangout. We all family, man. We all family, man. For real, for real. You know the deal. A Joe Frazier type personality. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Brian Sr., he's brash, but he talked that shit, but he does an excellent job at what he does. And that's being a father and a trainer. And now he has the youngest world champion in boxing, bro. And the future's super bright. The future is super bright. The rankings definitely fucked up with Lineal. Well, you heard what he said about Lineal, man. Great question, though, Chubby. Senior, I think Ring will elevate him after last Saturday. We'll see. He called it out, and I looked. He is ranked 5 right now in the Ring magazine standings, which is pretty crazy. But we'll see, right? I don't really pay a lot of attention to these rankings. We talked about this the other night on the Boxing Voice. It's almost like, why is there rankings if you're gonna have a guy at number 1 that clearly should get a shot, yet they willing to give a guy number 3 or number 4 a shot over him and jump the line? Like I just think that shit is corny, man. Front line, what's going on, man? Damn, I thought Puerto Rican start early, yo. Word, man. B Norm Sr. got started early, bro. This dude had like 3 kids by the time he was like, what, 21, he said? Some shit like that. That's what's up, man. B. Norman Sr. was pimping it, bro. Bang, bang, boogie. What's going on, man? Thanks for rocking out. I see the chat is communicating with each other. That's what I'm talking about. Pound for pound king. Great interview, Johnny. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for rocking out, man. I love doing this stuff. Like I said, man, I mean, the Normans are great interviews. Tomorrow, let's not forget, today I had the dad. Tomorrow I got the WBO welterweight champion himself. Brian Norman Jr. is going to be in the building, man. It's cash, baby. It is straight cash, man. So we're going to have him in the building. There's some questions I want to ask him about not just his performance, but his future outlook. You know, his how this camp was different, as opposed to other camps. Remember, now he's coming in as the guy that's being hunted, right? Not the hunter anymore, the hunted. So now your mentality in these camps have to just, it has to be up a notch. You know what they say, right? It's hard to get to the mountaintop, but it's harder to stay up there, right? So we're going to talk about that. Plus, Junior is an old school guy like me. This is why I love Brian Norman Jr., man. He is, a student of the game, 24 years old. But, I mean, you would think that he was my age, man, with the knowledge that he has of old school boxing and old school fighters. So if y'all like old school, make sure y'all tune in because I got some questions about some old school stuff, like not just favorite fighters, but we're going to talk about some favorite old school fights. Real fights, man. What are some of his favorites, man? I got my favorites. I'm going to throw out there. I'm going to let him throw out his favorites. It's going to be a good interview, man, tomorrow. But instead of 9 o'clock, he has to jump on a little earlier. So we're going to rock out tomorrow at 8:30. So a half hour earlier, man. It's not that much of a big deal. It's not that much of a big deal. And even if you're doing something, put the phone there, put it on the side, put your headphones on. We're going to do it up here tomorrow, man. We got the welterweight champion in the building, Brian Norman Jr. tomorrow. Discernment, great show. Thank you, Johnny. I'm upset I was late. It's all right, man. Hey, listen, you're here. It don't matter, man. You here, man. And I definitely appreciate that, man. I definitely appreciate you rocking out with me. Bang, bang, boogie. Yeah, man. The Normans is crazy cool. Crazy cool, down to earth. It's all business, man. It's all business, man. It's beautiful to show love. Only immature people have many voids in their hearts, think it's glazing. Yeah, well, you know how it is. You know how social media is. He glazing, man. Nah, man. Listen, I'm loyal too, man. You gotta understand, I'm trying to make my mark in this game. Like I've come a long way in a little bit of time. I only started this channel. I think I did my first boxing short or video or whatever it was last February, the end of last February, maybe the beginning of March, if I'm not mistaken. And here we are a year later, man, and we're making a lot of headways, man. And it's only up from here. But at the end of the day, I'm also loyal people that show me some love too, and I'm a fan. At the end of the day, yeah, I'm a podcaster or a broadcaster or whatever you want to call it, a content creator. I'm going to provide my opinions, but I also have my favorites. I'm also a fight fan. Let's not forget, that's what brought me here. I wanted to come here and talk boxing because I'm a boxing fan, and I wanted to talk boxing. I wanted to deliver content to other boxing fans, true boxing fans that appreciate chill, laid back shit, man. Just chill. Like y'all in the chat, I feel like y'all here with me, man. I feel like y'all here with me, man, because y'all family too. You know what I'm saying? There we go. There we go. Hit them like buttons, man. Hit that like button. OC the boss. What up, man? Shout out to you, brother. Hangout spot. OC the boss is in the building looking for that CYP fight. I saw that comment yesterday. I saw that super chat on the show yesterday. You trying to get CYP to make sure he signs that. Well, y'all don't do contracts, but you know what I mean. Hypothetically, sign that contract, man, so you can show up to Milwaukee so you could give him that smoke. And if y'all saw the boxing voice, I know y'all saw me flexing yesterday, right?
This is nasty.
Man, I got tired of Ness talking that crap, man. Talking about I gotta fight Supermax, that I'm fat. Bro, don't let it fool you, bro. Don't let this fool you, man. Ness was hating, man. Hey, yo, Dave Blues, what's up, man? Love your show, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, bro. Right back at you, man. And I love you watching and subscribing. Make sure you tell other people to come on here, man. This is how we do it up here at Discernment, man. You did well with asking questions. When I saw I was the only one asking questions at first, I just started throwing in questions. I asked so many, he answered, and most of them and you didn't have to ask. Nah, listen, I try to ask as many as possible. That's how I try to do it up. Some interviews are gonna be different, right? Because it's gonna be a little bit more. This was more. I don't know. Like I'm thinking, like when I finally do get the WBO president, we're still working on that, by the way. Like he's a busy guy. He's a busy guy, but we're gonna try to get him on, and that interview might be a little bit more structured. There's a lot of questions like about the business in boxing that I really want to get into, and me as an interviewer, your best attribute is being a listener. Like you got to be a good listener. Sometimes good questions are gonna pop up. You know, during some of their answers. As you guys can see, sometimes I take notes because I don't want to forget. I don't want to, sometimes I'll forget. I want to make sure I touch on something. But I'm so, I love to hear like about the business of boxing. So I may be a little bit more entrenched in that interview, but definitely ask those questions, man. If you throw a super chat out there, I'll see it too. I mean, because those come up on color. I ain't going front. Those come up on color. So I'll be able to see those a little bit quicker. But I mean, like I said, I'm not, it's not what I'm all about, but you know what I mean? I'm always welcome to some donations and shit. But yeah, man, I try. I definitely try. By the way, you can train up a little Guo or Amanda Serrano and your daughters and a little Gabriel Fundora, but they're older already, man. They're not really interested in boxing, man. So even my wife, I'm trying to get my wife into boxing. She knows a little bit more about boxing. She's a little bit more into it now because of what I do now. Because this is basically my job, my second job. So we're working on it. But other than that, I'm basically the only boxing fan in the household here. Isaiah Boyd, what's up, man? Thanks for rocking out. Great interview, Johnny. You're one of the best interviewers in boxing today. Keep it going. Damn, man. Thank you for the kind words, man. I try. I work at it. To me, it's a skill. You know what I mean? It's a skill. And I watch other interviewers, I watch other podcasts, and I pick up on things. And, I just want to get better and better at it. Like, I wouldn't even tell you the first interview I did was straight ass, man. It was just ugh.
This is nasty.
I mean, I was nervous. I was fumbling my words. Forget about the first live interview I did at a fight. And I'm still a work in progress. Like I still feel like I have to improve in that area, but I'm my own worst critic. Like I used to watch my interviews and like, ugh, terrible. Like I got to get better at that. And preparation is key. That's why I always have bullet point notes. And Ness makes fun of me because of that, because Ness is a freestyler, but Ness is a vet at this. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this for how many years? I'm new. I'm a prospect trying to move up to championship status, bro. That's what I am, man. So there's a long way to go, but I'm working on it, man. I'm getting a lot better. I feel a lot more comfortable, and obviously having a good fan, good viewers and and community members. I mean, that obviously helps me out a lot. So I appreciate the kind words, man. Another good Ox, what's up, man? I know I saw you up in here, and I didn't. My apologies for not showing you love. Wax always rocks out, man. Wax always rocks out here. I actually met Wax a couple of times at Caribbean Royale. Took a picture, man. Great dude, man. I appreciate you always supporting me, my man. Thank you, man. Discernment, yes. Congratulations to you. And a year later, you're doing very well, man. Appreciate that. But man, I'm reaching for the stars, man. I'm here to stay, man. Like I'm here to stay. So continue to rock out with me. What's going on, gang? Don Dada, what's up? Appreciate you rocking out on a Wednesday night. Again, we couldn't give you that interview yesterday. The Normans were making their victory tour, and they got invited, VIP access, all that stuff to the Atlanta Hawks game, man. So if you follow B. Norman or Brian Norman Jr. on IG, they posted a bunch of videos and stuff at the Hawks game, courtside. So, he had to push it, he had to cancel. But as you can see, man, all he did was push it to the next day, and he didn't have to do that. This is why I show the Normans love, man. That's what it's all about. Brian Norman Jr., you heard Dad. You heard Pop say it, man. He rocks with me, so he's willing to come up in here when there are a bunch of other people that want to get him on. So I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart, and I'm always going to rock with the Normans, man. But, I hope you guys enjoyed this interview as much as I did. Again, we will be rocking out his special time tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. So we're going a half hour earlier. WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. will be in the building. And then next week, and we'll talk a little bit about this tomorrow, before we wrap it up tomorrow. But next week, instead of Tuesday, we're going Monday because I got Olympic bronze medalist. He just made his pro debut and won in dramatic fashion over in Orlando. Amari Jones will be joining me Monday night live at the Hangout spot. So yeah, man. It's crazy. The amount of guests that we got on and the names that we're bringing on, man. It's exciting. And all I could think about is, with your support, we keep getting this, subscriber base up. It's only going to get bigger and better, man. It's exciting what the year 2025, the rest of the year is going to bring, but more importantly, the future, man. But as always, man, I appreciate y'all discerning YouTube. Half of your super chats. We'll ever post your Cash App. Yeah. We're thinking about that. We'll post some Cash App stuff if people want to make donations. I'm working on that, man. But I appreciate that. They do take a cut. It's not half, but they do take a little bit of a cut. But again, I don't do this. I do this for the passion too, man. I just love doing this for you guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, it's less than half, but they do take a little bit of a cut. But yeah, we'll work on putting up a Cash App up there. If people want to send this fire, no pressure, man. Like I said, I just do this for the love of it. Appreciate y'all. Manuel G, salute to you. Johnny working. We always working. That's what we do. We work. That's what we do, man. But like I said, tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., make sure y'all tune in, man. Brian Norman Jr. will be in the building. Next week, we're working on some other interviews besides Amari Jones. We may do 3 shows next week. Who knows? Subscribe, put those notifications on. More importantly, tell a friend and tell a friend. But anyway, I appreciate the love and support. As always, this is your boy Johnny signing out from the Hangout Spot Live. Appreciate y'all, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow night, 8:30. Peace.